Hey everybody, Captain here, live from Rapid City, South Dakota. Of course, this is not live because you're watching it on YouTube now. At this point in time, it was live, but it is not anymore. Anyway, finally got some time to catch up. Got my little 40th birthday party plans here. Gonna go on a big Wild West trip, and the Black Hills is the first stop. So let's go ahead and get to business. And if you have a video request or need some guidance and wisdom, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com, and I will yell and curse and berate you and kick your ass into shape. Young man writes, "Hi Aaron, intro. I'm a fourth year in a BA in economics at a university in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada." Okay, so you wasted your time in that degree. Graduation is approaching, and like after high school, I don't have any direction except now I am now in $40,000 debt. Wasted a lot of time. I don't like my major, wanted to leave after the first semester, but my parents were brainwashed and have forced me to continue in that hellhole, believing that jobs will come right after. How do your parents force you after you become an adult? Okay, I understand that parents have influence on you, but a sad thing about many of you young people is that your parents aren't good. I'm not saying your parents aren't good. I'm just saying sometimes your parents are wrong, and sometimes they aren't good. And what you have to do as an adult is draw the fucking line in the sand and say, fuck you, no, I'm going to do my own thing. Now, at the same time, there's a lot of dipshit people who are 18 years old and their parents are actually right. But if you didn't like it and it was a pain in the ass, your parents still forced you, well, two people are at fault. Your parents for thinking they're going to force you to do what their will is, thy will be done, and then you for not standing up to them and becoming a real man and saying, no, fuck you, I'm going to do my own thing. And be willing to back it up by being independent. This is a lesson in we're not even in like 1/10 into this email, and already we have one very important lesson for everybody to learn. Indie-fucking-pendence. Your parents don't own you, unless they actually do because you depend on them. So if any of you really want to be truly independent-minded people, I'm not mocking you, I'm talking about other people because you display a little bit of independence here. If you really want to be independent, that means you can't answer to your parents. And if you don't want to answer to your parents, that means you don't take their money. That's how it works. That's a real law. That's not like, I'm independent-minded. Like, don't be a fucking typical liberal arts majoring broad. Okay, I'm an independent-minded person, but I collect a government check, government subsidies, and government scholarship, and my parents' money, my daddy's money, he pays for my credit card, pays for my car. Either be independent or not. And you don't really have a choice. You either are independent or you're not. It ultimately boils down to who you answer to, who pulls the purse strings. Okay? So, seriously, if my folks even gave me the slightest bit of lip after 18, I'm like, fuck you. You paying for anything? No. You doing? My dad tried to like, how are you and Jesus? Fuck you, Dad. You know, I mean, it was basically that. You know, don't tell me to go to church. You gonna pay me to go to church? Well, fuck you. You know, so it's kind of those things. Anyway, luckily they can pay my debt off with a second mortgage loan, which they got for situations like this. There you go. Make them pay. If they're gonna tell you what to do, that's the counter argument. If you say, hey, I don't want to do this, say, no, fuck you, you're going to do it. But then, well, they told you that you're going to have to do it. You put in the time, they get to pay with their dime. So now they get to pay for it. That's good. That's good. Your parents are going to suffer. I like to see that. My GPA isn't the greatest, around a B. Got too many D's in useless courses like archaeology, criminology, and philosophy. Yeah, no, you're a lazy fuck. Let's be honest about that. D's in those classes, archaeology, philosophy, and criminology, that's like breathing. Okay, I understand they're boring. But a D in modern day colleges, you just didn't give a fuck. You actually have to work to get a D. You have to, like, you know, wave your dick in front of your professor's face to get a D, to make them hate you that much to give you a D. C's are like, to get the fuck out of here, we don't care as long as I get my money. Right? For you to get a D, you must have pissed somebody off. So quit being a douche, right? There's some other work to be done on your angle. So after grad, I was wondering, what do you think is the best option for me? Currently, I've been thinking of working full-time for a year or two at some restaurant or something, then join the Canadian military and have them train me in a trade. Why would you work at a place for a year or two and then join the Canadian military? How about you, I don't know, join the fucking Canadian military? Why are you going to waste your time being a fucking mop boy There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you'd actually learn a little bit of experience and learn what's going to give you the fire under your belly. Say, oh shit, I don't want to do this. Join the military. They'll kick your ass. What's your opinion of the Canadian military and life after? I don't know. I never was in the Canadian military. Look, okay, they're going to give you better options than what you got in employment prospects right now. They're going to kick your ass. You seem a little wishy-washy, dopey pussy. Not a lot, but a little. And that needs to be kicked the shit out of you right away. If you can't stand up to your parents, which I understand at the age of 18, that's a hard thing to do. But if you can't, you're pulling off D's and fucking wimpy-ass classes like this, you have no fucking clue what's out there, son. I think the Canadian military would be a great thing for you, and prepare to get your ass kicked. But it's going to be the greatest thing that ever happened to you, because they're really going to bring you up to the real world. But none of this, don't think you missed out. Like, oh God, if I tried better in economics degree, would I have made it? No, you wouldn't. You just would have pissed away your money anytime. I know I would have to go back to school right after. Which trade is in the most demand? Nursing is another option. Oh, that's right. I remember you now. Your brain's all over the fucking place. Which trade is in most demand? Nursing is another option I've considered, but new graduate opportunities are rare, especially when employers can just hire foreign nurses from the Philippines. Something IT-related is also a possibility. I have an interest in it, and I've enjoyed some computer science courses. Accounting was my original goal, but I have grown to dislike it since my cousin holds a high position in a big firm. I do sort of have a guaranteed position if I ask to receive it. Jude, fucking H. Christ. Why don't you sit the fuck down, spend some fucking time, and fucking focus. Well, then I could become a carnival festival guy, and then I could become like an auto mechanic, and then maybe I could become a fireman, like a policeman. I may run for public office. Then maybe I go, oh look, oh a pretty cell phone. Oh look, oh paper. Oh my god. Oh, I have fingernails. Pay the fuck attention, son. Now, I think the military is the best goddamn thing for you right now because you're all over the fucking map, and your parents are paying for it. Sounds like so you ain't got no focus. Right? Yeah, these are all options. These are all good options too. Every option you list is, but you gotta, dude. I can't fucking tell you what to do. Now, what you can do, you can start by researching. You can start by researching in Canada, and it's not just Canada. It depends what town you're in Canada. What is the highest demand for what particular job? But I think right now you're just farting diarrhea out of your mouth. You don't know what the fuck to think. And I think a good, solid stint in the military will grow you the fuck up. You don't even have that much. I hate to be so down, because you're not fucking up. You really aren't. It's not like you're some fucking criminal or anything like that. But you're just like, Well, the military will slap you in your face and say, hey, son, you better motherfucking pay attention. And then you're like, oh, shit, maybe I should. And then in the military, yeah, maybe you could try to become a nurse. Maybe you could try and become IT. Maybe you could look at accounting or logistics or a clerk position or something like that. But I can't, it depends on you. They're all good fields. That's the whole thing. It's like, I can't tell you, oh, well, this is better than that one. That one's better than this one. I mean, I could tell you what has higher starting salaries, but they're not that. It's not like you said, well, I want to go and become a musician or chemical engineer. I could answer that question very black and white. These are all pretty good fields. I think you need to grow up a little bit, not like in a maturity sense, but you need to experience life a little bit more. And then you need to go into the military, try your hand at different things, and then, oh, by the way, you will be committed to the military. And that's exactly what you need. And then things will come into much clearer focus as to what you should do afterwards. So that's my recommendation. Join that military, get your ass kicked, try a couple things, and then when you graduate, or not graduate, but when you put in your service, I don't know how long the required minimum service is for the Canadian military, you have a much better idea as to what your skills and attributes are, because they're going to test you and train you, and they're going to figure out what your skills and attributes are, and then they'll say, like, oh, I like this, but I don't really like that. I hate this, but I hate that. So, yeah, that's all you got. Oh, hang on. Let's go. Oh, there's a little bit more. Living expenses are high and will continue to rise. British Columbia, being a province for foreign Chinese investors, just ups the prices of everything here. English is slowly being replaced by Mandarin. They don't bother speaking English, and the numbers are ever so increasing. I'm sure you have similar experience with the Mexicans. Yeah, actually we do down south. Yeah, you're right. Except, well, no, I can't even say that. I was going to say, except the Chinese work. The Mexicans work too. I've been learning Mandarin. It's easy for me because I am a Chinese myself. Oh, okay, well, No, double language. Hey, that would be something to consider if you're bilingual. In Japanese in my spare time. However, if given the choice in the future, I don't think I can live here anymore. If I were to ever immigrate, what do you think of Australia? I think Australia is a good place to go, but good luck getting in it. I've already tried. You need to be like a fucking doctor to get in there. And with your mopey dopey, I don't know where am I going in life, you ain't getting in either, kid. But you just need to focus. That's it. That's all you really need to do is focus. So, best of luck to you. Join that military. Get some fucking context. Get some fucking clue. And then you're gonna have to decide. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to decide. So let some time and experience in the military harden you as a man. And I think the obvious choice will become clear. Toodles.